In the West, depression is one of the fastest-growing physiological problems. But what really is depression? We need to know what it is in order to be able to handle it. Depression is a mental health disorder that can affect the way we eat and sleep, the way we feel about ourselves, and the way we think about things. A depressive disorder is more than a passing mood. It is not a sign of personal weakness, and it cannot be willed or wished away. A depressive disorder involves the body, mood, and thoughts. People who are depressed cannot snap out of it and get better. Without treatment, symptoms can last for months or years. Treatments such as antidepressant medications and psychotherapy can reduce and sometimes eliminate the symptoms of depression. Clinical depression is a term used to describe depression when it has become a medical condition, and includes feelings of sadness and hopelessness, but includes some other features as well, such as a prolonged period of sadness that interferes with your ability to function. Life seems meaningless and you no longer enjoy things you used to get enjoyment from. You are drowning in despair with no relief. No laughter, no smiles, no sense of a future. Feeling lethargic and feeling like you have no energy. Not bothering with your personal appearance to the same degree. Withdrawing from people and having trouble sleeping, in particular waking up very early, or you sleep most of the day. Other symptoms might be a drastic weight loss or gain, unable to function in everyday life, including difficulty in concentrating, making a decision, and thinking clearly. Depressed people have persistent thoughts of ending their life. Looking at life too closely or living in a small bubble can easily cause depression. Thus, living life and not being able to see the overall picture of where one is going or what is life may result in depression. If one is walking in a thick jungle, then their vision is limited to how far one can see. In the same way, one is obstructed by the entanglements of life. In order to see further afield, you must climb a tree to see out of a jungle. One does not see reality when one is living life within the daily activities. However, if one rises out, only then can one see the problems and reality. It is not the weather that makes one depressed, it is our attitude to the weather that makes us depressed. It is the mind that causes this depression due to its attitude. In order to avoid depression, one needs to change their attitude, change the way their mind works, to life or the weather. Thus, as it is raining, do not complain, see the positive side of the rain. See how the rain is restoring the river levels, washing dirty footpaths, etc. There is always a positive and a negative side to everything. If we see the positive side, we will be happy, and if we fail to see, then we will be sad and depressed. We escape from reality at all times by watching movies and doing other activities. This does help one for a while, but after the movie finishes, you will once again be with your depressing self. This problem arises because we are not used to living with ourselves. We are not used to controlling the mind. The mind just wanders away looking for things, and when the mind does not receive the expected satisfaction, then depression begins to start. To escape reality, one needs to stop and face reality and see what it really consists of in order to then live with reality. In Western cities nowadays, you can see, the older you are, the more problems you have. When we are young, not so many problems, but then there are drugs and sensual desires, and eventually they become dissatisfying, then more depression, and more depression. So, as your body becomes bigger and your brain becomes wider, you have more and more problems and become more and more depressed. The more money and fame you have, the more problems come. You can see this with many celebrities. We only take care of our body. We never take care of our mind, and the result of this imbalance is depression. For most Western people, this is the case. Only the body is reality, and they don't care about the existence of the mind, the soul, the consciousness. They don't believe they can change their minds, as they do not know their minds. They can change their nose through an operation, but they don't believe they can change their mind, and when we believe this, then there is no way to resolve our depression. The easiest way out of a depressive state is to move the body at the physical level. How? Take up a physical sport like running, or tennis or football. When the body is in motion, it cannot stay depressed. In order to be notified of my next video, please remember to subscribe.